you doing?
Is breakfast...
No.
Not breakfast with Bob?
No.
Breakfast with Chef Bretty! Did you know this ukulele Lizzie Blatchford got for me?
Why did she do that?
Because she
What
smashed.
was the story?
It was... Oh, I don't even know what
She
year
was
it was.
smashed or she smashed it?
I think it's
Both.
Yep.
Both. Okay. Before the race or after the race?
After the race.
Okay.
It may have been after the... It was at the after party.
What, how many days later?
No, that's the day after.
Oh, okay.
But the party doesn't stop when Huggo's stops.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you remember Huggo's?
Yeah. Which one? There's two, isn't there?
Yes.
Top and bottom or left and right or whatever?
I don't know. I mean, I got home, I think, that year wearing someone else's thong. Flip-flop for our American buddies.
Not G.
No.
Oh.
That would be a really messy night. I don't think I've been that messy before. Anyway, before we keep going... It went to sit down pretty quick. Just leave us a comment and let us know if you can hear us okay. We're trying a new setup and I just want to make sure that we are...
I'm sure they'll be hearing you okay.
This is not the Shit on Steph show. Wait for that. We're going to have Corbs giving us a little bit of commentary from the other side of the planet as we go. I just need to fix something up. What is going to happen? Where is the comments? There we go. Okay, so just let us know if you can hear us. We'll keep going. I just need a little comment and then we will keep forging ahead. Now, the way the show goes today is I am not going to be teaching you how to make anything other than a drink, which we'll get to in a minute, because no one needs to learn anything from me really in the kitchen, correct?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Anyway, Chef Bretty, the man, the myth, the legend, typically is cooking at our witsup breakfast each year. Obviously, we're not in Kona this year, so we thought we'd still put him to work in terms of this show. Now, no comments are coming up. Here we go. Jo has said, hearing you from the bike. Brilliant.
Oh, that's good.
She's in Queensland and can hear me while she's on the bike.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
He's going to be taking you through a poke bowl and a acai bowl, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make a pina colada because when in Kona, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's nice and warm in here.
We've just cranked the heater up heaps to make it feel like we're in Kona.
Yeah.
Now, we were going to leave the pina colada to a little bit later because it's currently just gone 11 a.m. here in Melbourne, so maybe not really the right time to be drinking a pina colada. However, we have had a nightmare morning with our hot water system blowing, and then we just had to convince the plumber to come back after the show and not drill into our wall and basically replace the hot water system.
Yeah.
Then Frankie, for the first time ever, put her hands into a nappy and got...
Poo painting.
Shit everywhere. So that's been our morning. How's your morning? So that means we're starting with a pina colada, because why the hell not? Throughout the morning, before I get started, we're going to be crossing to Linsey Corbin, Liz Blatchford and Carrie Lester, three of our favourites, two of whom have actually stayed in this house before.
They have, yeah.
Yeah, they've slept here overnight.
So really, Lindsay's the last one to...
Yeah, Lindsay, we need you to get back to Australia so you can have a sleep over here.
I'm not sure that's going to happen anytime soon.
No, not for quite some time. So I am going to quickly make a pina colada. So here we go.
Blender.
Oh, yeah. You just, 12 chunks of pineapple previously chopped. Yep. Throw that in. Awesome.
Done.
1.5 teaspoons of caster sugar? Caster sugar?
Yeah, as in Semenya.
Oh my God, not with the jokes. Can you please get the pineapple juice for me?
Yep.
We don't have, what we probably do, but I think it's funnier to pour 100 ml of Bacardi into our kids' milk bottle. So...
It's the only measuring device we got.
What kind of chef are you?
And how much pineapple juice do you need?
100 ml. So you can pour that for me in just a second.
Whoa.
There we go. So that is 100 ml of Bacardi and 100 ml of pineapple juice.
Ooh.
Just if you feel like you need to add a little bit more of a dash of Bacardi, that's okay as well.
I think you added a bit more than a dash last time.
Okay, so so far we have 100 ml of, this is for 2 pina coladas. We have 100 ml of pineapple juice, 100 ml of Bacardi, 12 chunks of pineapple, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. We need 3 tablespoons of coconut cream and a whole bunch of ice.
You put the coconut cream in?
Where's the cream?
I thought I gave it to you.
Nope.
Oh, there you go.
Was it up there?
Ah. Ready.
Here we go. And that is 3 tablespoons of coconut cream in the blender. All right, there we go.
Ta. Ta.
Whack it on.
Hold the lid.
Right, open.
Oh.
That sounds right. Corbs has just said, was that an official invite? I believe so. Earlier.
Yeah, well, as long as she doesn't mind sleeping in the same room as Frankie, then
Would you like one?
I'll have a little bit.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we need that.
Oh, yep.
You might as well pour it all in. They'll do. Whoa, whoa.
All right, so there you go, pina colada for your Saturday morning if you're here in Melbourne.
Clean this if you need it again. Strong? Oh, God.
Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you get behind the
Keep
camera. And again, we're going to be crossing live to Linsey Corbin, Liz Blatchford and Carrie Lester throughout the show. I wonder if any of the others, do you think any of the others,
Oh, sorry.
I wonder if any of the others have made pina coladas. What do you reckon?
Doubt it. Maybe on the other side of the world.
Yeah,
but
Kaz would have for sure.
I thought she was. Where is she living?
San Diego.
Oh, I thought she was in
San
Queensland.
Diego?
I thought she was in Queensland.
No.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway.
That's mine.
I'm moving it out of the way.
Oh, okay.
My goodness. Alrighty, guys. We're going with poke bowl. Yes? Chef Bretty.
Yeah, we're going to move around a little bit because parts of the poke bowl need to be done now. And then we'll come back and start the acai. So we're going to mix around a little bit just so we can get the rice on to cook and start the pickling, and then we can come back to making the acai bowl and then come back to the poke bowl, and we'll jump around a little bit, but it's pretty easy to follow.
Kaz is already behind.
Oh, I've only spoken like 5 words. I put 1 cup of brown rice in this pot. We're just going to boil the rice because it takes about half an hour to cook, and just we're going to fill this pot up with 3/4 of cold water and put it on the stove and start to cook it. So that's 1 cup of brown rice, and there's probably about 6 or 7 cups of cold water. Put it on full gas and get it going. In another saucepan, which I have here, is the pickling for the pickled cucumber and carrot for the poke bowl. So in a pot like this or in a saucepan, that's fine. 2 cups of any vinegar, 2 cups of water I've put in there. Then 2 teaspoons of salt. It's 2. And then we've got some 1 cup of sugar. That's caster sugar.
That sounds like a lot of sugar.
I tried the recipe last week, the week before, and we had more sugar than that. I was like, oh, because the balance here needs to be a little bit sweet. Obviously, the vinegar is the pickling sort of taste of it. Now, with the aromas, last time we used pepper berries, which was courtesy of the Coombs, who left us some when they left to go up north. I use some pepperberry. The only thing with pepperberry, it actually turns the liquid pink, which makes your carrot pink and then your cucumber pink. So I'm just going to use some dried chilies. There's 2 or 3 here. I'm just going to crush them in there so they break up a little bit. So just to add a little bit of heat. 2 or 3 bay leaves, not too many. And then some coriander seeds that I'll put in there as well. And that's pretty much it for the pickling. Now we need to get that on the heat as well, straight away. So we can get these vegetables cooked and chilled. Because otherwise, if we didn't do the pickling of vegetables, it's pretty much just cutting up raw vegetables and putting in a bowl with cooked rice. So we need to do something to showcase or bring out the flavors of the poke bowl. So I'm putting that on the stove now on full gas as well, because we need to bring that to the boil. Let it infuse or simmer for probably 5 minutes. And then we're going to strain that liquid into 2 separate bowls with the cucumber in one and the carrot in the other. So just putting it on now. So that's the rice is on full gas, and then this pickling is on full as well. So they're both on at the moment. Because we need to obviously infuse the liquid that we have here, and then leave the cucumber and tomato in 2 separate bowls to pickle and cook, and then into the fridge and chill them down so we can use them for our poke bowl after. So that's the pickling on and the rice is on. What we'll do is we'll prep up the cucumber and the tomato, cucumber and carrot now, and then we'll come back to the acai bowl, because we need to get these 2 going now. So this is, unfortunately, we don't have a big kitchen here. This is my little workbench. I'm just going to put down 2 pieces of paper towel, chucks, anything wet down here, and then we're going to put a chopping board on top of that. So I'm just going to put that down there, chopping board on top, and that just sits there, just so you can see what I do on the workstation. Now, we have got a small bench over here, but it doesn't hold a lot. So for this, I'm going to pickle 1 whole carrot. So just going to peel it down, and then we'll slice it up. Now you can use a mandolin, which is not something you play. It's a piece of kitchen equipment which shaves it quite thin.
Just 2 cups of sugar, yeah?
2 or 1? I put 1 in there. Yeah, 1. Yeah, so 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of vinegar, 2 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar, and then your 2 teaspoons of salt, and then your chili, coriander seeds, bay leaves, any aromas that you want, but not overpowering. Like I think the only overpowering one there would be coriander more than chili, but there's not a lot in there, so it doesn't take over the whole flavor of everything in there. So there's a carrot, the cucumber we're just going to leave whole. We'll top and tail and we'll cut that up as well. We're not going to peel that or anything like that. We're just going to keep the skin on, which just adds a bit more colour to everything. So the pickling, just got to make sure that the sugar dissolves as well. It won't take too long to come to the boil. I mean, this is quite a big pan as well, and it's starting to boil as well, which is good. That's what we want. So we're going to. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe 1. Yeah, because so that's just 1 cup of sugar, not 2. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did put 2 cups of sugar in the recipe, but that's what I did originally when I first did it, and it was just a bit too sweet. So we're just using 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of vinegar, and 2 cups of water. and can actually taste it as well. It should be a little bit of sweetness, but a little bit of spice in there as well. So top and tail the carrots. And then we'll cut them in half, just a bit easier to cut. There. There. And then for pickling, what are you doing? Oh, it's like a stalker in the background here. So cut them in half, and then half again lengthways, and then we're just going to try cut them on the angle, holding your fingers there, just nice and thin. The thinner you get the carrot, it's probably the quicker it's going to take to pickle. So just cut through there. I was trying to remember how much carrot's in the recipe. I think I got 1 carrot, which is more than enough. We're not going to use all the carrot. I suppose the beauty or the good thing about poke is that you can really put, well, not anything you want, but I suppose you wouldn't put bocconcini or something like that with it, but it's open to interpretation. So these are the ingredients that we're using, and the recipe sort of, it's only a guide. Like I think we've got 1 carrot, but we're not going to use all the carrot because it's just far too much. But it's just a bit easier to pickle 1 carrot rather than just trying to pickle half a carrot and half a cucumber. So if you like more pickled veg, you add more pickled veg. If you like more cucumber, add more cucumber. So we'll use 1 cucumber to pickle as well, and we'll also use a little bit to put through the bowl as well. Okay, so the pickling spice has come to the boil about 1 or 2 minutes ago. We're just going to let that go a little bit longer, and then we'll turn it off. So that by the time we've cut our carrot and cucumber, we'll turn the spice off. So I'll let that boil for probably about 5 minutes, and then we should be ready to go. Cucumber, like that. Top and tail. And then we'll cut it down the middle as well. We'll keep them all a similar size, keeping the seeds in, and we'll cut this on a small angle as well. And this is the same thickness as the carrot. Just try to keep them all the same size. That way, when they're pickling, they pickle evenly. You're not going to have big chunks in there, small chunks. Now, that's that part done. What we need to do is, we'll just give that pickling spice a little bit longer. The cucumber and carrot need to go in 2 separate bowls now. So we're going to put the carrot in that, so the pickling can cover the carrots. So we're not adding the carrots and cucumber to the pickle. The pickle is being added to the carrot, and then the pickle will add to the cucumber as well in this bowl. Yep. She's probably busy. So just break your cucumber and carrot up just so it's nice and loose, and same with the carrot. And we'll taste the pickling agent as well. Oh yeah. It's strong. Whoosha.
All right, we've got Kaz joining us live. Before I ask you how you're going, Kaz, the people have spoken and they think you will have made the best pina colada. Do you think they're correct?
It's all for me because no one else is here.
Oh.
Flying solo. How are you going? You keeping up okay?
I'm busy. I'm keeping up. I'm good now. I was stuck on the pickling.
Oh, that's all right. We haven't. Yeah, have you got the pickling boiling or the juice boiling?
Oh, we've lost her.
We've lost her.
I'm here.
Oh. That's better.
Okay. What?
All right, you guys keep going.
Okay. So have you got the pickling on yet, the liquid?
Yes, the liquid is on.
Oh, good. Is it boiling or not quite?
It is close.
Oh, okay. So just let that boil for probably 4 or 5 minutes, then turn it off. But
Okay.
yeah, just make sure you got your brown rice on as well. That needs to be on definitely by now.
Brown rice is on, Bretty.
Oh, good work.
Cheers.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better.
Just quickly, thoughts on Kaz's apron? Fancy.
Oh, very nice.
I
Yeah.
had to wear it because Bretty had his on.
Oh. Yeah, I got told off by Luke Bell's daughter for not wearing one the first time we did a cooking show, and a hat as well. But, oh, actually, you should wear it. We should.
Professional apron.
It looks good. Yeah, I should wear a hat because we need to get haircuts, but we can't because the hairdressers have been closed for 6 or 7 weeks. So.
Step up. You know, come on.
He won't let me near him with scissors, surprisingly. I mean, look at this.
You should see Scotty's hair. He's
Oh,
got long hair and a beard.
But you have hairdressers open though, don't you?
Yeah, they're open.
Okay.
Oh, congrats on the recent nuptials as well.
Thank you.
Oh, did you get married?
Yeah.
Oh, well done. Oh.
All right, well, I'm going to let Chef Bretty go. We're going to hang up from you for now as well, Kaz, but we're going to cross back to you again shortly.
Okay,
Chat soon.
I'm ready.
Okay. So I've just turned the the liquid off for pickling, and that's our cucumber and tomato there. What we'll do is I'm just going to do half, or probably because there's a bit more carrot than cucumber, I've got a little strainer here sitting on the pot. So I'm going to strain half this liquid into the carrots and then swap over and then over to the cucumber. And then a little bit more here. So the pickling needs to cover the vegetables. That's the idea. They need to be submerged in it. And that's that part done. So that's there. All we need to do now is just put them to the side and let them steep, which means they need to cook out just sitting in that liquid. They shouldn't take too long. The cucumber will probably be a bit quicker than the carrot. So when the cucumber's done, we'll drain the liquid off and put the cucumber in the fridge to chill it down for the poke bowl. The rice is on. The rice is boiling for poke. Now, we're going to jump around a bit here and go over to some Acai bowl, and then we'll come back to the poke bowl because we need to get these sort of bits and pieces going at the moment. We have especially with a poke bowl, we have a person in the house who doesn't like the taste of seafood, eat seafood, touch seafood, smell seafood. So the recipe that we're doing for poke is the salmon for two. I'm going to cook or poach 2 pieces of chicken breast, which are small, for the non-seafood eater, because I'm going to put them on now because I need to chill those down. That's the idea. So this is not in the recipe or a step. I'm just putting these on because someone in the house doesn't eat seafood. So I've just put them into a saucepan. So if you don't like salmon or don't eat seafood, I'm just poaching 2 pieces of chicken breast in cold water. I'm just going to bring it to the boil. It should probably take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to cook. And then we'll put them straight in the I wouldn't normally put them in the fridge straight away. I'd cool them down then put them in the fridge. But because we need them cold within this time frame, I've put them in the fridge straight away. Okay, so I've got cucumber and carrot pickling away here at the moment, or trying to cook away. Right.
Lizzie's already down her first pina colada.
Oh God, Jesus! It's like, well, but what? They're an hour ahead, aren't they? They're behind.
No, they're saying New South Wales.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. So Acai. So for the bowls, I'll just get these two. Yeah. So that's what we're working with, is these 2 bowls here. Just to give you an idea of how big or how small. So we've got, I'm going to use a blender over here, obviously. It's going to make a bit of noise. So I'll just run you through what I'm going to use in it. So I've got half a cup of raspberries, 2 packs of Acai. Acai Energy, Woolworths sell them, Coles sell them, everyone sells them. So I'm using 2 packs. I've got half a cup of raspberries. Now over here, I've got probably a bit more than half a banana, so I'm not going to use all that. And then I need roughly about 175 mils of pineapple juice, if there's any pineapple juice left in here, because someone used it all up. This just adds a bit of sweetness to it. And then, because the raspberries are quite tarty as well, and the acai is a little bit tarty, so I'm just going to balance it out with a bit of sweetness from pineapple juice and the banana as well. And the banana sort of smooths it out a bit. So I'll get that going now. The cucumber's fine. Once it sort of sits in the hot liquid, it should only take another 5 minutes because it's quite thin. And the carrot will probably take a bit longer, but they're actually getting quite close, which is good. And the brown rice is boiling away for pokey. So I'm just going to make the acai now. Put it all in the blender, mix it up. It takes a little while because the bricks of acai, which are frozen, take a little bit longer to make smooth and break down. I've cut the tops off, and you just break them up into pieces and then put it into the blender with everything else. I'm just going to do that now. Put it over here. So just try and break them up when you put them into the blender. If you don't have a blender, I don't know what else you would use. I don't know, because a food processor, it might work. But I think the bases of food processors are too big, so it probably wouldn't puree everything up. Because you need a bit of volume in food processors. So that's 2 packs in there. We'll put in the half a banana. There's a bit more than half here. We'll just leave a little bit for our little friend after. There, that's done. And then the raspberries. And then we'll put in the juice now. So I'm just going to put it all in, and then it might need a little bit more. We'll just see how we go. Put that there, and now I'm going to blend it up. I will use, because it won't blend properly at the start, it takes a few goes. You just need to turn it off, mix it around a bit, just because of these acai bricks are actually quite hard, so it takes a little while to puree it out. Here we go. That is not our plumber drilling into the bricks yet. It's just the blender. It's okay. So just going to mix that up. That's pretty good. Just give it a bit more. Have a quick check of it. Oh, wow. Woohoo. That's good. Just check that there's no lumps still in there. It needs to be quite smooth. Yep, that's good. There is a lot going on with poke bowl and acai bowl. And there tends to be probably quite a lot of mess. So we just try to make sure that we're nice and clean when we work as well. So I'm going to separate this into 2 bowls evenly. And then I'm going to put the 2 bowls in the freezer just so it sets a little bit. And then we can start preparing our toppings for it. So that's 2 bowls that we'll put in the freezer, and then we'll come back and do our prep. So it just gives it time to set. And it's a decent serve as well. Like this is, yeah. And just try flatten it out a bit. Oh, sounds like our house.
Now we're just struggling with the picture, but we're just tuning in with Lizzie B. There she is. How you going, Lizzie?
Hi.
Oh, you're looking very fancy in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
Trying to keep up with Bretty.
Done.
You're also very brave wearing a white t-shirt and playing with that colour. It's okay.
Jesus.
But it's nothing different from normal. The kids normally dirty anything white, so.
Oh, that's true.
So, do you have Claire in the background topping you up with pina coladas?
Oh, pina colada is a little bit left. But I've got the whole rest of the blender in the fridge, so.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
So we've got Lindsay on the other side of the globe just watching how everyone's going, and she's going to be giving us some
Critique.
some commentary. Lizzie, do you remember the story about this? Please tell us the story.
She needs to get a sire in the freezer so it's set.
Well, yeah, she can do that.
You can do both.
I need to put my Acai in the freezer, so it was set. It's melting, it's hot up here.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah, here it freezes straight away. We don't.
So, I can't remember what year it was. Was it the year that I was your kind of Sherpa wing woman? Was that the year of the ukulele?
I reckon, maybe 2014.
Yeah. Far out, that was a long time ago.
6 years ago.
We were puppies then.
Wow.
And do you remember how that all played out?
Yeah, you told me to smash your ukulele.
Oh. So it wasn't an accident.
Didn't I say I'd like you to smash it on my head?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Mm.
And I didn't do it on your head, though, did I?
No, you weren't, no. But you did it on that rock wall, pretty much opposite Lava Java, I think it was. We were sitting there.
I think I pretended to do it on your head and then at the last minute smashed it on the wall instead. And then you acted all shocked and I was like, but you told me to. And then I felt so bad that I went and bought you a new one the next day.
Oh.
And an awesome print as well that we've got in our lounge room.
Have we?
Yeah, that one with the painting with the dogs and the ute on a leaky drum. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh, there you go.
How are you doing? How do you feel about, and obviously you wouldn't be racing, but how do you feel about Kona not going ahead at the moment?
Yeah, I really feel for everyone that would have been involved this year. Glenn would have been there and
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, my friends and you guys all would have been there and gearing up for it. So I feel for everyone. I guess personally, it feels a bit like a different lifetime to me. I know it was only 2 years ago, but yeah, just at where I'm at right now, and you know, wouldn't have been going to Kona anyway. So personally, it's not like a huge influence on my life, but yeah, really feel for people, like can see how it's affected Glenn mentally, you know, not just Kona, just this whole year of not being able to work and travel to events. And then I think about for athletes, just, yeah, it's just next level. Anyone trying to get to the games, or yeah, just you only have a few years sometimes in your career when you're kind of at that peak, and to have a whole year taken out that's not even something that's in your control is really tough.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to keep talking, obviously, but I feel like Brett's like, we've got to keep moving. I'm going to keep you guys on the show for a little bit longer. Just yell out any questions while he's explaining more to you.
No, I'm trying to. We have because our hot water service broke down. We've got a plumber out the back, obviously fixing the hot water service, and he wants to start drilling. I think as soon as he can. So we're trying to delay it as much as we can, but I'm not sure how it's going to go. So because it might be quite loud. So I've still got the brown rice boiling. I'm just going to check on the chicken that someone in the house will only eat rather than seafood. So just got to check on that. Let's give it another couple of minutes. Might just turn that off actually, and that's done. Brown rice is still cooking, might take a bit longer. Now the cucumber that we've pickled, once it's quite soft, and I'm pretty happy with that, that's fine. So I'm just going to drain the liquid out of that cucumber now. The carrot will need a little bit longer. It's still, yeah, I'll give that a little bit longer. I'm just going to strain the liquid out of the cucumber now and try get that back into the fridge. So I'm just going to pull it to the side of the bowl, drain the liquid out, and that's the cucumber done. You can try some if you want now too. It's good. Yep, happy with that. So that's going into the fridge now to chill down, and the carrots I'll give another 5 minutes because they're still a bit hard. In our big fridge. Okay, now what we can do is start preparing the fruit for the acai. The chia seeds obviously don't need much prep. And we'll move on to just slicing the strawberries for acai. How you going, Lizzie? You okay?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. So the strawberries, I'm just going to top and take the tops off. And, I mean, you can cut these however you want. Probably, I'm just going to slice them lengthways. But if you want to slice them the other way, you can. If you want to cut them in quarters, you can. But I'm just going to slice these through 1, 2, probably 3 or 4 slices per strawberry on an average size strawberry. So that part's done. Just try keep them intact. I'll just put them in this little bowl here. So we're just giving time for the acai to set really, just so that when we put the fruit on, the fruit just doesn't sink straight through. So the the banana, we'll do a whole banana. Just keep an eye on your brown rice as well. Just keep stirring it up so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. Banana I've peeled. I'm just going to cut on an angle. Just like that. Now, obviously, the acai bowl will be ready before the pokey, and that's fine. That's what we want, because the pokey just takes so many ingredients to make or to do. So we'll just knock this out first. Blueberries I've got here ready. I've got chia seeds. I've got the strawberries, the banana I've sliced. I've got 2 kiwis. Obviously, I'm not going to use all the kiwi, but I'm going to slice them all up. And I've got some peanut butter here as well. So I'll prepare both kiwis. So I've got a green one, and hopefully this is a yellow one as well. Yep. Okay. How you going, Lizzie? You all right?
Yep.
Oh.
Some parts is like it seems like you're going so fast. I'm like, I can't give up, and then other bits I catch up.
Oh, that's all right. That's fine. Because we do. Once I do it, then I'll stop and talk a bit. Then people can actually catch up and while they're doing stuff. So I'll just peel the kiwi all the way around. Now, if you want to use, if the kiwi is firm enough, you can use a peeler on it, as long as the peeler is not like a potato peeler and takes up 1/2 centimetre. I'm just using a knife just to peel around the outside. And the brown rice, I'll check as well, if everyone wants to check the brown rice and see where that's at. Oh, yeah.
How long do you normally leave your brown rice cook already?
I just cook it till it's soft. It'd probably take about 1/2 hour, I'd say. Yeah, and then I'll strain it and just leave it in the strainer in the sink, because it'll be warm by the time we do the poke bowl, and that's what you want. You can use, I mean, if you want to use white rice, you can. Brown rice, you can. If you're stuck for time, you can just use the packet that you heat up in the microwave for a minute, which, yeah, it's much more time efficient. But today we're just going to cook it in a pot. We're going to do, like, cook another way of doing rice was in a rice cooker. So when we trialed it, we did the white rice in a rice cooker, which took about 20-25 minutes anyway. So there wasn't much difference between boiling the brown rice and then the rice cooker, really, in the end. And that's, yeah, the same again with the white rice in packets that is cooked already. Just put it in the microwave, 1 minute, done. So it actually is quite quick. Once you've got all the prep done for a poke bowl, it is quite quick to assemble. But there's so many ingredients that I think we ended up with 17 ingredients in this poke bowl. So yeah, it is quite a lot. So now we'll just slice these thinly as well, probably the same thickness as, or thinness as, the strawberries. Now, if you've, obviously not everyone's got the same size bowl. So if you want to put more kiwi, put more kiwi. We've probably only got enough room for probably 2 or 3 slices of green kiwi and 2 or 3 slices of yellow. Just be careful with the kiwis, the end part where the core is might be a little bit firm, so don't use that. So we've got the yellow just slicing now. And then once we've done this, I think that's it. I've got peanut butter. I've got all the other ingredients here. I don't think I'm missing anything. And then I'll take out the chicken for the poke bowl and put it in the fridge. The chicken's not on the recipe. I'm just doing that because we need chicken for something. For someone in the house.
Someone special.
Yeah, special.
That's right. She is special.
And special bowl.
All right, Lizzie, we'll hang up for now, and we'll tune back in with you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, see you soon.
Bye. Okay, so I put the chicken in the fridge to cool down straight away. I'll just bring over the carrot and I'll just try one just to see where it's at. Yep. Carrot have still a little bit of crunch to it, that's fine. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to drain the liquid off the carrot and then put it in the same bowl as the cucumber in the fridge, just so it chills down in time. So I'll drain the liquid off the carrot now. So obviously I'm not using all the carrot and all the cucumber in this recipe for 2 bowls because it's just too much. But the leftover, you'll eat in anything anyway. So, and it's just easier rather than trying to pickle a half or a quarter of a carrot and a quarter of a cucumber. So that's the cucumber and carrot done in the fridge cooling down because they need to be chilled for the bowl. And then the pickling liquid is gone. So what we can do is I'll leave the acai to sit a bit longer. And now we're going to jump over to the sesame seeds so we can get them toasted and cooled down for the pokey. So this is trying to tie everything up with the pokey just so the prep's sort of pretty much ready at the same time. So I've got this is quite a big pan, but if you want a smaller one, you can. I'm just going to toast some sesame seeds in this now on a low heat. So you can start doing that now too. This is like multitasking, but hopefully everything will sort of come together and tie together well. So I've got a low heat for the sesame seeds because they'll take about 10 minutes to start by the time the pan gets going and heating up. And I've just covered the bottom lightly. It's 20-25 grams, just so it's covered. Yeah. That's done. I'll put the banana there. So that's the sesame seeds on low. Just keep an eye on them because they will, once they get up to heat, they will start to colour quite quickly, but they'll probably take 10 or so minutes. Brown rice is going well. I'll just check it again. Actually looks pretty good. I'll just taste it. Yep. Yep. That's good. Yep. It's got a little bit of bite to it. That's what we want because it'll sit in the strainer and keep cooking out anyway because we're not cooling it down. We're not refreshing it or anything like that. So I'm going to do that now. I'll get the strainer. So I'm just using something like this. You think, oh, the holes are too big. The rice just sits in there. So I'm just going to leave the rice to sit in that. And that will cool down. So it's the brown rice. That's probably half an hour now. I'll just sit in the sink. And that's done. And then sesame seeds are back on cooking now. Any questions? How's everyone going? Good. No questions. So that's the acai done, the prep-wise. Just trying to make room here to do everything, so it's a bit hard.
So should we call Linsey?
Yeah, call Linsey. Should be get a critique. So the sesame seeds I've got on, and they're just going to take a little while yet. Trying to make room here to do everything, so it's a bit hard.
All right.
Yeah, call Linsey. How much has she had to drink?
How you doing, Cobbs?
Hi.
Oh, let me just fix
So
that.
the sesame seeds I've got on.
Oh, hang on.
Whoa.
All right. I had to mute the other channel.
Got
Here
it.
we are.
How do you think he's doing?
You know, it's kind of okay. I've seen better.
Fair enough.
How many? What can you show? What beer are you drinking?
Well, in celebration of Kona, I feel like it'd be a little sacrilegious to not have a Kona Brewing Company beer. So
Oh.
this is the first time I've ever had drinks on the night of Kona Eve. So I just don't even know what to do with myself.
What do we call it? WFINR. Well, fuck, I'm not racing.
Yeah. I've heard story tales about the party, and now I'm just having my own, thank God I'm not racing party.
How are you feeling with Kona not going ahead? And you guys have created you and Chris have created some really cool content that I think was shared with Triathlete Magazine. How are you going, seeing all the memories pop up?
Yeah, it's actually been harder than I thought it would. I mean, it's the first time I haven't raced. I mean, I've been to Kona every year for the last 14 years, and this is the first year that I haven't raced. And in my head, it was like, oh, it won't be that bad. And it's like, it's just another race. But then seeing all the Kona memories, it's pretty tough for sure. I'm not going to lie. So,
yeah.
but yeah. Be back again. That's all that matters.
What was that? Sorry.
Oh, I just said it's tough, but then in my head, I'm just like, we'll be back again. Just look forward to next year. And yeah, we're made for tough times.
Well, I'm actually interested to see how athletes evolve. Like, there's a good chance that people have had time to step back and really evaluate what they've been doing and work on their weaknesses and work on resilience a lot more throughout this time. So next year could be, I mean, if it goes ahead, next year could be a really interesting race.
Yeah, I was looking for the fireworks emoji today because I feel like we're going to see a freaking fireworks show in Kona next year. I think we're going to see crazy performances, pent up energy. I just know from sitting out Kona in 2015, when I came back in 2016, I had a fire lit under me. And so that was just me. But imagine 3,000 athletes with a fire lit under them, like redemption, the race that should have been. Like, it's going to be chaos next year.
I love it. Hey, I'm going to let Brett keep doing the cooking, but we're going to keep you on camera and just pipe up and
no piping up. Just sit there and stay there and drink.
Live commentary.
Yeah. Actually, we're curious about what's going on in the window behind Brett. I'm with family, and they're like, "What's with the dude in the kitchen window? Is he like trying to sneak bites in, or what's going on?"
I did say earlier that we lost. Well, our hot water service burst this morning, and he needs to drill into the bricks, and he said, "Oh, well, I need to drill." Like I said, "Well, we need to do this show." So there was we're trying to get a trade off of how long we have.
Did you tell him you sneak him some eats? You're like, if you hold off on this, you're going to get some really good grub out of the deal.
And pina colada.
I've got some smoked brisket in there as well, and smoked pork. I can maybe give him that, but
all right,
deal.
Yeah. So I've got the sesame seeds for the poke just toasting away. They shouldn't take too long. Just make sure if you are toasting them, just be careful. Once they start to get to heat, they will colour up quite quickly. So the acai is in there. I think our plumber is going to kill us because we're probably not going to be finished in 15 minutes because there's still a bit more to do. So we'll get to the acai.
10K of the marathon. Come on. Time to double down and lean into the pain.
We're not going to get it done. So I'm going to get the acai out. We're going to start to assemble it. Now, you can assemble acai however you want. There's no set way, or the kiwi doesn't need to go down first, or the blueberries need to go down first. Whatever you want, really. It's up to you how much you want to use and how little you want to use.
This means he's going to set it all up, and because he's rated your food in the past, Corbs, you get to rate him on presentation.
So I like how he's casually saying the presentation doesn't matter. Presentation is everything. You eat with your eyes. Like, it better look good. Nobody wants to eat just, like, you may as well have a smoothie if you're going to just mush it all up.
I'll do that now then. Okay, I'm using chia first. So I'll have to make a nice, I'll use chia to the side.
I'm thinking Lizzie is going to crush the presentation points.
Ooh.
I think Kaz is like her whole blender deep into the pina colada, and her presentation points could be a bit questionable.
Is that because it's later in the day and she's drinking more than we probably wouldn't drink as much?
Solo. We don't know who Lizzie's got at home that she can feed pina colada to.
Glenn.
Yeah.
So the acai has set quite well because it's been there for probably 10 or 15 minutes. So we'll just do the blueberries now. We'll do a nice line of blueberries, and then maybe we'll do some kiwi next after that. So that's probably 8 blueberries in there. That's pretty good. That was per the recipe.
Are you opening an acai bowl in acai bowl stand in Kona next year?
Oh, I think I'd be too slow, I reckon. I don't think I'd be able to keep up. It'd be too... I reckon I could do pokies because the prep could be done like well and truly before, the day before, so you'd be ready to go. You could do pokies quite easily, I think.
If you guys want the play-by-play, it sounds like Kaz has got stopped at special needs or maybe had a penalty and she's running a bit behind. So I don't know. Time to go off the front and leave her.
Oh, I love the triathlon references.
Yeah, no.
Corbs. I love it. Hey, so we've discussed this before. Sorry, just yelling here. Chef Bretty on the island, I reckon he needs to be cooking for some of the pros. We get him over there to cook for you guys.
I have said he could definitely cook for us because I'm the cook in our household. And so Kona race week, I don't like to deal with cooking.
No.
Chris Corbin can't even find his way out of the beer aisle in the grocery store. I need a chef because, yeah, basically Kona race week, I got to deal with all the race week stuff and get healthy food on the table. So
sorry.
putting out there, I would definitely hire Chef Bretty services.
Oh, there you go.
Stay on the same side of a Lee Drive. We're basically neighbors.
I like it. I think Heather HJ was keen on that too. So I reckon we can pull this together.
Yeah, for
Hopefully.
sure. Speaking of HJ, we've been texting pictures back and forth, and I'm not the only one indulging in Kona brewing right now.
I love it. I'm going to jump off screen.
Start of the show, it popped up on my Google Calendar that it's race day tomorrow. So that was a bit like,
Oh.
I didn't fully cry, but yeah, got a little sentimental there.
Oh. So I've got chia in, blueberries in, strawberries in, kiwi in, banana in, and then just going to put a bit of peanut butter in here because you need to have peanut butter with acai. There, and
here we go.
did I used some flowers last time too?
No, too late.
Oh,
Presentation down a point.
I can
How
run
many bowls do you reckon you eat race week in Kona, Steph?
Ooh.
of acai.
Acai bowl, I reckon.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, pretty much every day, I reckon.
From the shop or from Bretty?
Oh, from the shop. Bretty's too busy cooking for the masses for our breakfast show.
There we go.
All right, Cobbs, you're onto it.
All right.
Here we
I'm
go.
excited to see
I
this.
need some flowers.
Guys. We're
Edwin.
working on a scale of 1 to 10.
Come closer.
Oh, where?
Oh, hang on. Because she's on a different camera. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's
It's looking
that one.
pretty good. I would eat that. Oh, there we go. Nice camera angle switch, Steph.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm feeling what you're putting out.
Oh, that's good. Woo!
Definitely pay $14.95 for that. Definitely $14.95.
So that's 100 Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I'm the one that does the jokes.
sorry,
You do the cooking, I do the jokes. All right, Cobbs, we're going to love you and leave you for a little bit, but I'm liking the triathlon commentary,
References.
and commentary. So we're going to call you back soon.
Yes, and I apologize for my dingy hotel lighting. I am not in the King Cam Hotel right now. I'm in a hotel in Washington visiting family, but I wish I was cooking with you, so I'm excited to see what Kaz and Lizzie put out. I have high expectations. Lizzie is a podium finisher. She's going to close strong. She's got this.
But Kaz is one of the most underrated athletes on the circuit, and
Yeah,
she
true.
always finishes top 10. So
She's silent but lethal, and you don't win 3 Ironmans in a year if you don't got creative talents in your back pocket.
yeah. All right, Cobbs, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Right. Okay, we need to get moving because our plumber's probably going to start killing us soon. So the sesame seeds are toasted. I'm just going to put these into a little bowl for a garnish. So pretty much poke bowl is all about prep, having all the prep ready, then putting it together. That's the idea. So I'm going to move on. We'll cut the salmon last. I'm just going to move on to the tomato and cucumber quickly. So we have done the acai. That's all done, and I put that back in the freezer just for the moment. So we're going to dice these into a small dice, just so it looks quite nice in the bowl. So I'm just going to dice the cucumber up now into a small dice. That one's done. Quickly through there. Get rid of the tops of each. So the brown rice I've just got sitting in the strainer as well for the poke bowl. So we'll cut the cucumber up. So it's all about prep, prepping all these ingredients. Now the ponzu sauce I've bought, but you can make that if you want. It's just a bit easier to obviously buy it. So I've got to put the cucumber in a little bowl, and we'll put that in here. So cucumber's done. I've got edamame here ready to go as well. We'll bring on the tomato now, which we'll dice up. So just a nice small dice as well. We'll actually go this way today. And then one more, and then we'll top that off there. So the tomato, so we just try keep the dice the same size with everything, the tomato, the cucumber, or anything that you're dicing that's going into the bowl. We just try keep it a similar size. So that's the tomato done. We're not obviously using all of that, but it's just easier to cut a whole tomato up. So that's the tomato part, and then we'll just put it into the bowl here. So with poke, obviously, there are, I think the original recipe was salted fish with some seaweed and one other ingredient. But obviously, as you can tell, it's taken taken to a new level with everything else that goes in it. So I've wiped down the bench. Tomatoes done, cucumbers done. We'll move over to the avocado. We're not going to need all the avocado. I'm just going to cut it in half. So for 2 bowls, we'll just use that half. A little bit of brown there, that's okay. So we'll keep the other half over there. I've taken the sesame seeds off. The brown rice is sitting in the strainer, still warm, which is how we want it for poke. And I'll just peel this avocado, which is probably a little bit ripe, but we'll make do with what we got. And then that's peeled. Put the rubbish over there. Quick wash. That's done. So I think because this is a soft avocado, we're just going to cut it in half, and I'll just use a piece like that. I'll see if I can trim off the little bit of the dark here. That's fine. That's done. That's good. And then on the other piece over here, that's done. So that's the avocado. I'm just going to leave it whole like that. And it's just good to try get a good balance between dicing, slicing, just so everything looks a little bit different in the poke, just so it's not all the same. So I'll move on. So I've diced up the tomato, cucumber. We've cut the avocado in half. I'll just do a quick wipe down of the bench, and then we're just going to shred this wombok just quickly. There's not a lot here. And then, so I've just got a piece of wombok here. We're just going to shred through. So just sort of trying to create a little bit of balance, texture of everything. And then we'll just shred that through. And then we'll put that in a little container. So there is a lot of prep obviously in poke, but that's just the way it is. So nice clean bench after here. And that's done there as well. So it's good to have when you're doing poke, when you're following a recipe, it's good to have a little checklist of what you've got. Got the brown rice, tomato, cucumber, avocado, edamame. The carrot that we've pickled is in the fridge with the cucumber. I've got some pickled ginger ready to go. I've got the ponzu sauce. I've got some coriander, which is in some water here, so it's nice and fresh. We'll cut up some spring onions shortly. And the sesame we've toasted, which is ready to go. The rice is warm. We'll fix up the wasabi mayo. That's the next step now. So I've put 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise here. There's no set on how much wasabi you want to put in. If you want to put more wasabi, put more. But just start with what you think will be tolerable to start off with, because it can be quite strong. This just adds a little bit more punch to the bowl as well. So I'm just going to mix that up here, just so it's evenly mixed as well. So this is wasabi paste in a tube. I think it's like a 90 gram tube. You just start with obviously a little bit less than you think you can tolerate, and then you can always add more because you can't take out. So you just got to always have a teaspoon handy so you can taste. Ooh, yep, we're good. So this adds a bit of punch to the bowl as well with the ponzu. Oh. So I'll leave that there for the moment, and then I'll just wipe this board down. Okay. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
We've had a... Corbs has dared me to have a teaspoon of...
No.
I won't cope?
You won't cope. You will not cope. If you can't taste that, which you did the other day, which is 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise with maybe a teaspoon,
yep,
and you couldn't stand it, you won't be able to have a teaspoon of that.
But what will happen?
You'll probably be in the bathroom for half an hour.
Like pooing?
No!
Oh.
No, probably dry reaching, yeah. It's like eating horseradish. No, you won't be able to do this show.
Oh.
Yeah, you won't be able to.
Okay, Corbs, we're going to do it at the end of the show.
If you want.
I'll do it at the end of the show because I still need to keep working.
Maybe taste it now and then just maybe give her a reply. No, taste it now.
We'll do it at the end.
Okay.
We'll do it at the end of the show.
Good luck.
Okay, keep going.
Why did she mention that? Okay, so that's the wasabi mayonnaise done. All right. I think we're all good. The only thing we have to do now is cut the salmon up, which we'll do quickly. I'm just trying to find another chopping board. But we'll just use this one here. Okay, so nice sharp knife. So we're going to, well, you can do this 2 ways. This has got the skin off. There's probably about 350, 360 grams here. Because you want a decent piece of salmon. We can dice it. So a piece like this will probably slice down the middle. Like that. And then one more. You don't want it too big. Now, obviously in Hawaii you have ahi, which is here in Australia it's like yellowfin tuna. The only thing with yellowfin tuna here, fresh, it's very expensive. And salmon's pretty much half the price, so that's why we're using salmon. So cut it down the middle again. Now I'm cutting this a similar size or just a bit bigger than cucumber. So it's about a centimetre cube, roughly, I would say. Yeah. Now there's in the recipe there's 350 grams. That's for 2 bowls. I'm doing 1 bowl with salmon. So the 1 bowl for salmon is for me, and then the other bowl will be chicken, which is for witsup chief. So I'm only cutting up 1 today because I don't need both. So I'm just going to put this one back in the fridge and then come back.
We are going to call Kaz.
Okay, so I'm just going to put the salmon in a little bowl now, or on a little plate. Okay, so I've done the salmon. We're we're not going to marinate this because we're just going to put some ponzu sauce over the top of it when we put it in the bowl when we start to prepare it. How you going, Kaz?
Hi. I think we're delayed, right?
Say again?
I think I'm a little bit delayed.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Take your time.
I mean, I'm not. The connection is delayed.
Oh.
Yeah, so on Facebook, it's about 15 seconds behind real life.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, I'm watching two screens and they're different, so it's actually really weird, tripping me out.
Don't watch the other screen. Watch.
I can't look at the Facebook screen. Is this right?
Yeah.
Yep.
How you doing?
That's good. I'm cutting my fish. I have tuna.
Oh, perfect. Nice.
So, I kind of sliced it like just straight down the middle, and now I'm just like kind of dicing it really.
Yeah, perfect. Nice.
I don't know. It's really soft.
Yeah. Tuna is can be soft. Yeah.
It's a really nice piece of tuna. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Yeah.
So you're cooking for yourself, right? No one else there?
Well, Scotty is out surfing, so he's going to come home and he's going to have a little spread.
Oh, you'd be in heaven.
But I had the whole pina colada, so that's fine.
Both the full recipe?
There's only 2 glasses. That's normal for normal people.
Oh, okay.
You're lightweight.
Jeez.
Correct. I'm going to keep you on the show, and Bretty's going to keep going. You keep following along. Ask any questions as you go.
Okay.
All right, I'll come back into screen in a second because pretty much after the spring onion, we're going to put the poke bowl together, which is going to be fun. So with the spring onion, I'll just take the top off and then maybe just cut the little bit end off like that. That's washed as well, the spring onion. It's going to clean the knife down a bit. Oops. And then the spring onion is just for garnish, really. So we're just going to cut that on an angle, and that will be the garnish with the coriander for the poke bowl.
So Kaz, we said earlier that maybe the next time we're in Kona, we might pimp Chef Bretty out to a few of the pro athletes and get him to cook for you regularly.
Very busy.
Totally. Why haven't we already been doing it?
Well,
She won't let me out of the house.
You only had a baby. I mean, what's the deal?
she's pretty self-sufficient now, so I think by next year she can help.
So I'm just cutting up. Don't worry about this. I'm just cutting up some chicken because we need a chicken poke bowl here in the house.
For the chief.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just going to roughly dice this up. That should do it. We'll do 2. My frog bowl here. And then once we've done, I've done the spring onion. I've got the pickled ginger out of the fridge. All the prep is done. So we're just going to put this poke bowl together. And then Steph's going to try some wasabi from the tube. So it could be very interesting what's going to happen. Yeah.
That's going to be bad.
That's what I said. Very bad.
Well, Corbs is going to buy me a Mai Tai in Kona next year. What will you get me to eat a teaspoon of wasabi?
They have to be more than a Mai Tai.
Yeah. Come on, Steph.
I will do stupid things for next to nothing, though.
We've done the...
Take a little bit, you'll be fine.
We've done the teaspoon of cinnamon, eating that.
Do you know the worst thing that someone dared me to do was a small glass of, like a shot glass of tomato sauce.
Oh.
Ketchup. Horrendous. Don't do it.
No.
No, definitely not.
Kaz, I want to know, how are you feeling with not being in Kona? What really hit me this year was, it was more about the people, not seeing the people that we see every year on the island. That's what's really hit me hard.
Yeah, I think I feel the same. I mean, honestly, when I think about actually being there and racing right now, like, I don't know, maybe if it's just because I had such a big year last year, I'm almost kind of relieved, you know, that maybe it was nice to have a year away from the place and appreciate it more, because when you go back every year, you know, it gets a little bit exhausting. So I think everyone's probably going to be really refreshed next year mentally for the place, and it's going to be really fun. Hopefully, you know, we can do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's going. Yeah, if it goes ahead, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how athletes have improved and evolved for sure.
Yeah, I think you know, maybe some people not come back.
True.
You know, and a couple of the women are having babies, so it'll be different.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to jump off and get Bretty to keep going so you can actually eat your food.
Eat. That's all the prep. That's all the prep done for the pokey. That is on the list. I've got a lot of prep behind me because I haven't got a big bench space here to put everything, so I can put it all together. So I'm going to be turning around back and forth a bit. So the brown rice is ready to go, drained. I'm just going to put I've got one big spoonful here. If you want more rice, put more rice. So that's one. I'll put maybe 1.5. This is a decent spoon here. And it's still warm, and that's how you want the brown rice, nice and warm. Now, I'll put a little bit more there. And that's pretty much there's only probably another small spoonful there from that recipe, so that's worked out well. So, I've got ponzu sauce. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit over the rice, just to flavour that up a bit. A little bit more there. And then start building. I'll get the cucumber and tomato out of the fridge as well. Okay, that's there. And then build how you want. Maybe I'll put a small amount of tomato in this corner. One. I'll leave tomato out for the person that doesn't eat seafood as well. She can eat around it. That's that one done. And then I'll put some cucumber in as well, diced, a very small amount. So that's a small spoonful.
I cheated. All of mine are in the same. They're all mixed in.
Oh, you can do that. That's fine. That's okay. So I got tomato in, cucumber in. Now I'm putting the cabbage, or the Chinese cabbage. So some there, some there. Obviously, by the time you finish with the poke bowl, you're not going to see all the ingredients, but that's fine. So that's the brown rice, tomato, cucumber, and cabbage in now. Next, we'll do some edamame. How you going?
I'm good. I'm keeping up.
Oh, nice one. Whee.
Except for my presentation's awful. I'm an F. I'm F.
What, Linsey?
Maybe an F. It's terrible.
That's all right. Then I put edamame.
About flavour.
True. So I'm just going to put some pickled carrot and cucumber in next. And some cucumber. And I think Steph is going to cross back to Linsey after her 4th beer, I think, shortly. So leave that one there. And then...
Actually, Kaz, we're going and check on the others, and we'll call you back soon.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So I put avocado in the bowl. So I better use a spoon for the salmon for me. So I'm sitting the salmon on the brown rice next to the avocado. Now at the moment, so it's all about layering at the moment.
Video.
So I put avocado in the bowl. So I'm going to use a spoon for the salmon. There we go. That's it. So I'm sitting the salmon on the brown rice next to the avocado. And then chicken for the chief. How you going, Lizzie?
Good. I'm excited to eat it.
Oh, nice.
Marley already devoured our.
It's all about layering at the moment.
Sorry about that. One second. Marley already devoured the acai roll, one of them.
Oh, nice.
So that got the thumbs up.
Oh, cool. So I've added salmon, avocado, edamame, pickled veg, tomato, cucumber, cabbage, brown rice. So that's pretty much most of the ingredients. So I've got a gap on the side where the cucumber is. I'm just going to put 1 tablespoon of wasabi mayo for the salmon. And then I'm going to put 1 for the chicken as well.
No wasabi.
Oh, okay. So you're going to have the tube, but you won't have the mayonnaise.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's 1 tablespoon for the salmon and none for the chicken.
You won't even eat the mayo, but she's going to eat straight wasabi out of the tube.
Yeah, because Oz dared to do that. You know what I'm like?
So at this stage, we've got our garnishes left. We've got our picked coriander, spring onion, and pickled ginger. And that's, I think, pretty much it from there. You can use fried shallots as a garnish as well if you want. That's no problem. So I'm just going to dress the salmon and dress the chicken with the ponzu now. So it's just a light sprinkle just to marinate the salmon for a little bit, and a little bit for the chicken as well, just so they're marinating. So ponzu is a citrus dressing. You can actually make your own, but there's quite a few ingredients to buy to make your own.
Oh, I ended up making it because our Coles didn't have it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Our Woolworths doesn't have it. Our Coles doesn't have it. But we've got an Asian shop about 1K away, which we can travel to. It's in our 5K radius. And yeah, they got everything there. So the next step, I'm going to put some toasted sesame seeds on part of the chicken and part of the salmon, not covering it all, just covering part of the salmon, covering part of the chicken. That's those done. If you want to put some fried shallots on now, you can. And then we're just going to finish off with some pickled ginger in the middle. Now, sky's the limit on pickled ginger. If you want more, put more. If you don't like it, don't use it. So we've got that. I'll put a little bit of spring onion. And then...
So good.
And then finish off with coriander. And that is the poke bowl finished. I don't think I've missed anything, hopefully. I've got spring onions in there, wasabi mayo. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't need to be, the dressing's in there, ponzu's there, and I'm happy with that. I don't think we need any more. So I'll hold those up. Yeah, and then without everything falling apart. I don't know if I can get those up. There we go. And they're done.
You see mine?
Hang on.
Hang on.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Oh, nice. Woo! That's cool. Nice one. They're good. Oh.
All right, so have you got an acai bowl there as well, Lizzie? Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Done.
I did pick one.
Oh, you did? Oh, good.
One got eaten, and I kept one.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Nice bowls.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's yeah, that's very. Ooh, so we're gonna have Linsey actually judging all three of you, and I think Linsey may have pipped Chef Bretty on the presentation.
It's the bowls.
So how do you feel, Linsey? Does it feel like you're back in Kona with an acai bowl and a poke bowl?
Just like it. Takes me an hour to go grab one from the little shop down the road. Fun to make, but I'd probably leave it to someone else next time.
Because there's so much involved in it. Once you've done the prep or got the prep ready, then it's fine. But there's just so much. Yeah.
They are definitely two of my favourite foods. So.
Oh, good.
Highly recommend. Yeah.
So now you just have to fight with Glenn and the kids about consuming them.
Well, lucky there's one each, and the spicy, so the kids can't have them. The wasabi, it's too spicy.
All right. No. Hey.
It's too spicy for you.
Correct. It's because I'm a child. Linsey, thank you so much for joining us. Before we actually let you go, and I'm just going to throw it out there, what is one highlight from Kona for you personally?
Smashing your ukulele, of course.
Of all the racing and everything, that one. Oh, perfect.
Like racing highlights. I know it's pretty cliche, but running down a leahy, whether you've had a good race, bad race, or your last ever race, that. But then also just swimming with the dolphins, because
yeah, true.
Next place I probably swum so close to dolphins. It's such an awesome thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know, I've never had that opportunity. I'm
working, Steph.
Correct.
True. Next
time for sure. Linsey, thank you so much for joining us. I'll talk to you later on, but we're going to go check in on Kaz and then Linsey to give you guys, her judgment.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
All right, let's check in with Kaz and see how she's going.
Uh-oh. She's going all right. It's good tuna as well.
All right, let's see. We're just waiting for Kaz to check in on her presentation. Here we go. Kaz.
Hang on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Hang on.
Oh.
I can't see.
There you
I'm delayed looking at the computer.
No, that's good. That's it.
There we go. Hold it there. Hold it there. So Linsey can take a quick look at that. That looks pretty. They're pretty fancy bowls as well.
They're good bowls.
Like the bowls?
Yeah. They're good poke bowls.
Okay. And I'll get my acai bowl.
Oh,
I had to leave the freezer because
yeah. I just put mine back in the freezer as well. It's just a bit easier.
Let me put these out. Sorry.
You're right.
I have no assistant.
You've done exceptionally well.
I know.
Here we go. Oh.
Ooh.
I mean, presentation. Look, I'm sure it tastes good.
But
I'm sure it tastes good, right?
Sure.
Kaz,
pretty bad. The presentation, I must admit, I dropped the ball. I'm happy with the poke bowl though.
It looks good, tuna. Oh.
Yeah, the poke bowl looks.
The tuna is amazing. Yeah.
Hey Kaz, before we let you go, I asked Linsey this as well. What's a highlight for you from Kona? What's your greatest highlight?
I think just like the whole week that we spend over there. You know, we stay with some good friends and like the time that we spend with friends there is really has been, I think, some of my best memories. You know, you don't always have the best racing memories. But that's just the whole week there. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think the overwhelming response is that people miss the people.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. You know, you just have that, you know, that one trip, like that's kind of like a constant every year, and like everyone looks forward to it. So yeah, that's it. The race is fantastic, but I like the week.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
for sure. We'll all be back. Kaz, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us and do some cooking.
Thanks, Chef Bretty.
Thank you. It was good.
Stay tuned. Go back and watch Facebook because we're going to bring Linsey on, and she's actually going to give her critique and her judgment to find out what the podium actually ended up looking like.
Okay.
Thanks, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, now we're going to head on over to Corbs. Let's see.
How many drinks?
Oh, she's straight onto it.
Okay. Thanks, mate.
Bye. Bye.
Oh,
I'm back with my dingy hotel lighting.
it's getting darker.
I know, the sun is setting. We're heading into the thank God I'm not racing party over here, but I've enjoyed watching all of this go down.
And, I mean, the big question is the sunset in DC the equivalent to the sunset in Kona?
First of all, I'm not in DC. That's like other coast.
Oh, Washington. Sorry.
But I love it. I love the spirit. The sun is set a long time ago in DC. It's like 9:40. I'd be long time in bed. We're in Washington. We've got Chris peeping in the background behind the curtains.
He's like our plumber.
He wants to be on here, but then he's like, nah, I can't.
I miss him.
Yeah, but it's been so fun just seeing Lizzie. You know, I haven't seen her in a couple years. Such a legend. We had a good battle one year out in Kona where neither of us had a good race, and we finished and we're just like, thank God that's over. So, and yeah, Carrie's crushing it. Scotty's going to come home from his surf or wherever he is, and he's going to be like, look at this spread.
I know.
Mind blown.
Can I have this tomorrow? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, that's exactly.
No, this isn't a regular. I think we can all concur. Some things are better that you just order and leave it to the experts, like sushi, poke, acai. Like, I don't know if it's an athlete-friendly meal that's like something quick and easy you can whip up, but
Yeah, true.
anyone that did it gets an A+ for effort.
Yes, you're all participants in the race of poke and acai.
Finisher medals all around. I don't even care what it looks like.
Now, hang on. I need you to put your judging hat back on.
No, that's fine. That's okay.
No. Judging hat on.
Yeah.
Corbs, the
There's
critic.
a clear winner in the acai bowl, which has to go to Lizzie.
Oh.
Sorry, Brett.
Yeah, Lizzie crushed you.
Yeah, because look at the bowl, though. Ours is like tiny.
All right, tip yours up again. Let's see it, Chef.
Up higher.
Yeah, no.
See, it's the bowl.
Crushed you. Like, Glenn is going to be eating like a king. Lizzie's littles are going to be like, my mom is a goddess.
Yep.
They've already finished the bowl, too.
Yeah,
They
I know.
finished one.
Like, the fact that she had one bowl licked and clean is like, all right, that's a sign. It looks good and it tastes good.
True.
Exactly. All right, poke bowl. Who's the winner?
I got to see Brett's poke bowl again because
Go on.
Oh, easy.
Up higher.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna. I mean, your garnish is a little off.
Middle off.
Expert, I feel like your garnish should be up a level, and I mean, I think it's all Carrie.
Oh,
Kaz for
There's
the
a
win.
reason she's won 1 million Ironmans, and she's gonna come back next year and win 1 million more Ironmans. Like, you don't mess with Carrie Lester.
I think I got stitched up.
No, this is.
Sent it.
Oh gosh, yeah. There's a reason she's called Mrs. Animal, isn't there?
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
crushes it. I would be right over there if I was in San Diego and not Washington, not the DC Washington, Pacific Northwest. I'd be knocking on the door in Encinitas, being like, "Give me this."
Yeah.
Eat.
Anyone who knows me knows that, I'm good at triathlon stuff, but geography is not.
What?
Geography and cooking are not my forte.
We still love you.
Corbs, thank you so much for spending time with us. But before we let you go, what is a highlight, your biggest highlight from the island?
I mean, I can't nail down just one highlight. I think it's the whole package deal. It's like you hate it, like the nerves and the crappy races, but at the same time, like you absolutely love it. And when you have a year off like this, like it reminds you how much you love it.
Yeah.
I think it's just the hunt and the the challenge that just makes it such an allure of a race, and the community. It's the only time I get to see you, Steph and Brett, when you peek your face in every few years, but it's the only time that the whole community comes together. And when you're in the mix of it, you're just like, this thing is an absolute SHIT show. Like you're just nervous and you're like, I don't even know if I'm into this. I've had just my heart ripped out and put into a blender at that race. But I've also had some of my greatest moments and highlights of my career. And, I think deep down at my core, like I absolutely love it. So seeing all the pics and the nostalgia, it's like, I love that race and I can't wait to get back out there next year and just suffer with the best of them. So I can't pinpoint one thing. I mean, I guess if I could pinpoint one thing, if you were like, what's the one thing, it would be Elite Drive. And just from the banyan tree to the finish, like no matter what happened before that, it's all erased. And you're just like, F yeah, this is what it's all about. So that would be my one thing, is the banyan to the finish is it. But everything, the whole package deal.
Actually, speaking of the banyan, Brett, for years, he's raced 3 times there? Twice? 3?
4.
4?
Just casual, like no big deal.
But him and his mates had a rule about the banyan tree. Tell it.
Yeah, there was, once you got to the banyan tree, you couldn't, where you were in the race, like you couldn't, if you saw your mate just up ahead, you couldn't outsprint him. So that was the finish line for mates.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no, and one guy broke the rule.
Imagine.
Hey, I had one sprint finish at the banyan tree with Amanda Stevens for the last spot on the podium for 10th place. Well, top 10 on the stage in Kona. Yeah. And that was probably one of my more memorable finishes. And I just remember like we crossed the finish line and I was like, I am so sorry, because I asked her for that last podium payday spot and I was just like, I feel so bad. And she's like, you can't feel bad. But that banyan tree will just like bring a tear every time. So
I think when you're racing,
chirping in the tree, the smell of the air, like it's in my soul forever.
I think when you're racing for money,
Oh yeah, there's no rules. Racing for money.
The end is the finish.
Yeah. There's also epic ice cream and coffee right before the banyan tree at the ice cream coffee shop. So that's also good.
Oh gosh, I miss all that. But that's why we wanted to do a bit of a cooking show as well, was because food and sport connect people. And that's why we were like, well, it's obvious that we need to put on a cooking show. Actually, it wasn't that obvious. Linsey Corbin was the one that suggested it. And I thought...
And then you participate. That's the best.
Thanks.
Hey, I've got a great idea, but I'm just going to sit from my hotel room and watch and have a few drinks.
In Washington.
I think actually you were texting. No, we were calling. You just kept giving me ideas. And I'm like, oh my God, I love them, but I don't know how I'm going to pull any of this off. Anyway, hey, next year, if we're all in Kona, let's try and extend our trip so we can actually hang out a whole bunch after the race. Deal? Yep.
The after party, the whole thing next year, the pre-race nerves, the race. It's just going to be
epic. Corbs, thank you so much for joining us. Please go back and have a beer with the family, and I will be talking to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
See you guys next year.
That's right.
Bye.
All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm not too sure how many... Oh, let's take that Skype off. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. Thank you so much for joining us. Actually,
No, that's all I did. I remembered it, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Do you know what? I'm going to eat the poke bowl because I actually want to enjoy this, and then I'll do it afterwards, and I'll post the video afterwards.
You're going to have wasabi mayo with that? Or?
No, just normal mayo.
Oh, and have this after?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good
We're
luck.
still rolling.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a few people coming in. Bye. What about a live post kind of cooking show? We've got quite a few comments coming through. I can't get to them because I'm over here. It's too hard to reach. But thank you so much, Kaz. That was loud. Thank you so much, Kaz, Lizzie, and Lindsay for joining us. Really appreciate it. I wish we could have spoken to you a little bit more, but it was really quite hectic. So anyway, we'll fine tune that a little bit more next time.
Yeah.
There'll be a next time, right?
Not here.
For those of you who don't know, Chef Bretty actually has his own Facebook page, and we do some live cooking shows over there, including there's going to be one in 4 hours.
4 hours.
4.5 hours. So check that out. It's just Chef Bretty on Facebook. Thank you to you for always cooking for me and keeping me fed. Not sane. Definitely not sane. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you're all well. I hope you're looking after it yourselves and each. It sounds a little bit like a talk show. I was going to say an Ellen sign off, but
stop bullying.
She's not on everyone's fan list.
No,
anyway, it doesn't matter.
No.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Go and enjoy your poke bowl and a side bowl or a pina colada. And I'll see you Monday for the Witsup Weekly Grind. I'll see you in a minute.
5 hours.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.